The episode introduces us to a new villain called Powerplex, who has a similar background to Bruce Wayne in Batman v Superman Dawn of Justice, who experiences similar conclusions when there is a fight between Superman and General Zod. Batman sees Superman as an existential threat to humanity. Similarly, in addition to the feeling of Invincible as a threat to humanity, Powerplex, known as Scott Duvall, experiences pain and suffering as he loses his sister and niece amidst the fight between Omni Man and Invincible. And that was the only similarity I found between them, as in contrast to Bruce, Powerplex seems to be a fucking stupid guy who has become delusional after death of his sister and niece. Initially, he does want to hear from Invincible and he doesn't want to harm other people, but due to the rage and resentment, even when Invincible requested for forgiveness, he ended up killing his own wife and son accidentally. His powers are interesting as more the amount of hits he gets, more the energy he can produce, which he uses the energy storage disks to amplify it. The energy disk was actually created in GTA lab and coincidentally Scott was working there as a scientist. He takes the opportunity to steal it and later we find Donald revealing his information to Mark, and it's good to see Mark still has friends in GTA. Powerplex strength is a complex as he even defeats shapesmiths, but he seems like he has a little control over his powers as it does collateral damage. It was awful to see his wife and baby die in that damage, and this is the proof. This anime is not for children, as I also was disturbed by the death scene. Eventually, Invincible defeats him, and most likely he will have undergo rehabilitation just like Darkwing and Sinclair, and eventually he will work under Cecil. Back at the house, Paul has kind of moved in as he regularly is seen with the Graysons, and he feels it's difficult to relate with the boys as they have superpowers, and he's kind of insecure as he cannot impress Debbie because of that situation. Debbie clarifies she loves who he is and he doesn't need to be a father figure to them, but just be there for them is all she wants. It seems Paul is a nice guy, and for now, it's quite a different experience for him being in a superhero family with him traveling by air in his car, but eventually we'll get used to it. Mark and Amber has a slight awkward reunion at the bowling center, but after talking to Amber's new boyfriend Kyle, they get on really well. The talk of the conversation seems to be about Scene's dog, which both of them are fan of. Interestingly, the Scene's dog is inspired from Doctor Strange. Everybody seems to be fine with the new structure of the group, with William kicking Mark's ass in bowling, which William doesn't hide bragging. Back at the new superhero station, Rudy reveals his pet project to Monster Girl, which seems to inhibit reverse aging in Monster Girl, which makes her very happy. Meanwhile, we find out that Shrinking Ray is planning to quit the superhero team and asks Ray also to do that, which he refuses as he will be leaving his identity if he do that. Both seems to love each other but has different plans for their future. We finally come to know who was behind the flying camera, and it is revealed to be Armstrong Levi. We saw in the previous season Invincible kills Levi, so maybe this Armstrong is from different dimension and he seemed to have collected different version of Invincible. Even he has added Omni Man to the collection. We are not sure right now what's the intention of this version of Armstrong, as he might be out there to collect Mark as is another addition for his own plans for the universe.